I'm Angus and I play for Grange first team and England physical disability cricket team. So I've got dyspraxia, and it affects various different things. On different days it can be worse, some days it can be better. The main kind of things it affects is my coordination and balance. So various different things like going down stairs can be tricky. Something like at work, maybe handwriting, things like that, typing and fine motor skills. I was diagnosed officially when I was 13 years old. My mum's a physio, so we kind of knew I had dyspraxia the whole of my life, but when I was 13, that was when I was diagnosed. I didn't really know much about it, and still I'm learning every day the different effects that it has upon me. It's different to a lot of the other disabilities that I encounter in disability cricket, and you figure out things that you can do, things that you can't do, but nothing ever stops you from trying various different things in cricket. It's just ways around it. So something like a sweep shot, I generally can't play because I'd end up toppling over and it'd be a bit of a challenge. So I can turn my whole body round and then looking at different ways of moving my feet to enable me to try and keep my balance nice and still. I think without cricket, if I was diagnosed with dyspraxia and not have the outlet to try new things, I think I would have really struggled. And I think a lot of the other people that play disability sport would have had the same feelings and thoughts, that if they didn't have cricket to play, I'm not sure where we'd be at, or where I would be at, definitely. And it can be a really daunting thing to put yourself out there and say and own the fact that you have a disability and looking to get involved in disability sport. But you will meet so many people in a very, very similar position and having the same thoughts and feelings of you. England physical stuff is amazing. We're off to India in January, which will be my first overseas tour. For someone at the age of 21 to ever be playing for your country abroad is just a dream come true for me. And the Disability Premier League is an amazing sort of competition the ECB have started up in the last couple of years, bringing the 3 different impairments, the physical, the learning and the deaf, all together. I was captain for one of the DPL teams, and it was just an incredible experience. There were some enjoyable parts, there were some very, very stressful parts. Something simple as playing with a deaf player. The deaf players communicate with each other so well, and it's incredible the things that they can do. But for someone that hasn't played with a deaf cricketer before, it can be a real challenge at how you communicate. It was my first time playing in a grand final, whereas a lot of my teammates have played in it before, had been successful, and a lot of them unsuccessful as well. So I think for me it was difficult to understand quite the level of the achievement winning the league and the grand final, but scoring 100 was a pretty special experience, probably up there with one of the best innings I've ever played in my life. It's an amazing thing for Scotland to be doing and being a part of, growing awareness and giving new people opportunities with disabilities, because some people's lives can be very, very challenging living with a disability, and playing and enabling people to be able to play sport and raise awareness of the fact that disability sport is a thing and it's growing and it's happening all around the UK and around the world is a really positive step.